So, ladies and gentlemen, requesting all of you to kindly settle down. It's time for us to re-begin. It's 11:30 sharp at Mumbai, right here at the AI Conclave 2025. We're now moving ahead to our next session. So with that, we're moving ahead to our next session, ladies and gentlemen, AI in compliance, hands-on tools for regulatory efficiency. With that being said, first allow me an opportunity to introduce our speakers and then we can get them on stage. So first off, we have on the other side Abhinava Chanda, who's a Senior Vice President, Shapoorji Pallonji Finance Private Limited. Allow me an opportunity to talk a little bit about Abhinava, who of course is a seasoned finance leader with over 2 decades of experience in structured finance, credit evaluation, and risk management. As a Senior Vice President at Shapoorji Pallonji Finance, he drives the digital innovation through advanced AI-powered financial systems. He's somebody who has spearheaded also the development of AI-based platforms for compliance, credit evaluation, and the early warning signals. So it's going to be great hearing from Mr. Chanda on that with all his expertise on this subject. We also on the other side have Krishna Menda, who's going to be joining us, who's a senior manager at Shapoorji Pallonji Finance once again. Somebody who specializes in supply chain finance and co-lending systems for NBFCs and banks. He's somebody who leads the development of the digital lending platforms that integrate credit operations as well as compliance. His expertise spans across product strategy, regulatory intelligence, as well as automation-driven efficiency. So with both the speakers, Mr. Menda and Mr. Chanda, it's going to be a great conversation on the other side. With that, let's all give them a big, big round of applause as we welcome them to the AI Conclave 2025.
A very warm good morning to all the esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen present here. I'm here to represent Shapoorji Pallonji Finance to present our end-to-end AI-powered compliance management platform. Now here, if we see around the world, the entire world is, I would say, blindly chasing this AI bandwagon. We all are, running after this AI without actually using the use cases. Billions and billions of dollars and in other currencies are being spent. But is the AI chase worth it? Now I'm here to not only, it should not be a monologue when I speak, but I would like to have an interactive session in which I would like to understand from my esteemed guest that is this AI, the blind chase, really worth it? And what we are doing is we are not only working on the horizontal level of the AI, where each and every member, like when we say the horizontal level, it's the LLMs that we are talking about, but we are trying to build a vertical layer on it with domain expertise on the various domains of compliance, credit, and the early warning signal. Now here, mostly I will be speaking on our compliance domain, the end-to-end domain. Now what we have developed is an AI-powered compliance platform. Now the basic question is, my friend Krishna will be taking you through the entire demo of the platform, the expertise of the platform, etc. But first I would like to discuss the platform, whether it's just a mere technological upgrade or it's a strategic imperative that the BFSI domain, the banks, the NBFCs, the financial institutes, the insurance companies need to definitely get involved, engaged, and they should implement as soon as possible. What's the imperative? What's the strategic imperative? The first is the global macro uncertainties. Due to this, we know this Russia-Ukraine war, due to this, the tariff game that's being played by the most powerful nation on this earth. Every day there is an uncertainty. And every day a new sanction comes, it's being imposed on our country, on many other countries, due to which the financial backbone, the financial players have to keep themselves abreast with each and every sanctions. There are lots of financial turmoil in terms of change in the interest rate, in terms of change in, there is inflation, there is, the capital being repatriated back to the countries, to the developed nations. The banks, the financial ecosystem has to keep up themselves abreast not only on the information of these financial turmoils, on these sanctions, but real-time actions are to be taken. The platform does the same. It not only provides what the sanctions are coming from the various nations, mostly from the US, from the developed nations, what sanctions they are putting on a real-time basis, what interest rate changes are there, and also their effect, the impact that they have on our own exposure norms, our own capital management system, our own liquidity management system. The platform tells you not only the information, the platform tells you what exactly to do. That's the power of the platform. The second most important thing is the stringent compliance ecosystem. Definitely for our good, for the good of the entire financial ecosystem, the Reserve Bank of India and the other regulators, be it SEBI, you name IRDAI, you name like AMFI, you name each and every regulators, they are tightening the noose by the day. Every regulations which actually comes up, they are becoming more and more complicated. There are cross-references between different regulations. And it takes a huge toll today on the banks and the NBFCs and the other financial institutions. They have to deploy a massive chunk of the resources, be it manpower, be it system, just to manually see, just to manually certain what regulation is coming from the regulator, and then scrambles to understand what exactly it means, what exactly context and the references it has from the other regulation, and most importantly, how to implement, what the impact is. Our systems gives end-to-end solution for the entire problem gamut. Right from getting the information, the entire data right from the source, that is from the regulators, it completely 360 degree, it analyzes the regulation, it understands, it gives you a proper 5-pointer summary, it gives you detailed summary, it gives you predictive actions, it gives you actual actions that needs to be done by the respective department of the BFSI domain, of the banks, of the NBFCs. Only thing is, the entire programming needs to be done, and it is being done. The entire workflow is already there. It helps to understand the regulations on a real-time basis. It helps, the platform helps to understand what are the nuances, what are the references, cross-references, and what will be the actual and the, the impact of the regulation, of the different terms and conditions on the corporate, on the departments, on the profitability, on the sales. Each and everything is taken into account. And that too, it happens on a real-time basis. When I say real-time, it's real-time. Every day, actually, there are AI agents. When I say it's AI-powered, AI agents gets into the different regulator, they gets into the different regulatory agencies, picks up the regulations, processes it, the AI model processes it on a real-time basis. They give out actionable insights. They give out what are the different impact is there on the different departments, on the profitability, on the revenue, and the actionables are also, say it's not only that it's giving out actionables randomly, it's throwing off. It tracks and it actually tags each and every actionable to be done by which department, to be done by the which team, and there is a complete workflow. The workflow actually tells from team to team the action is being tracked, and it is tracked till completion. It is tracked till the report is being generated and submitted to the regulator. Till that efficiency, the AI platform works. The third part, I would say, is definitely the AI bandwagon when we say it's the technological and the operational imperative. The banks, the NBFCs, the other financial institutions, they have to deal with billions and trillions of sets of data. The transactions, when we see the UPI transactions, you see, we have actually surpassed each and every country, be it China, be it US. There is so much humongous amount of data. And with the data, the complexities increase. How to manage so much data? What are the compliance implications? What are the legal implications? Is the companies in trouble? Each and everything is being sought, is being not only sought, the solutions are being provided by the platform. Managing so much data, there are systems, there are multiple systems and organizations which doesn't talk with each other. The system through APIs speaks with each and every systems. Definitely there is a lot of work when we say the API integration has to happen, but it happens with each and every system present in the organization. It speaks with each and every system. It's not only the external data from the regulatory agencies that is being tracked, it tracks the internal data. It speaks with the internal systems. There is a LOS system in the organization, LMS system. There are multiple systems which are present. This AI platform speaks, gets the data, cross-references it with the external data, collates it, gives you actionable insights. That's the power of the system. What about operational efficiency? It multiplies, it improves multiple times. On that thing, the point is strategic imperative. Now in this, it's not only, the billions and billions sets of data, it's also the profitability imperative. The banks, mostly the PSUs, you see, they get into, losses, massive losses. Once the NPA, the problem of NPA, secondly, their operational cost. Now they have to, for this maintenance of the compliance, when I'm saying compliance, maintenance of what the regulatory compliance, even legal compliance, even operational compliance. There are compliance which happens with each and every team, each and every team member. When I spoke, a lot of resources, be it manpower, system, everything is being, dedicated. Our platform, it does everything on a real-time basis through a system. Output is through a system. It saves lots and lots of time. Earlier, when the regulations were being processed in days, it used to take a week or maybe in months. Now it happens in minutes. In a day, the entire actionables are rolled out and they are being taken to the team to start development. So it saves resources like manpower, it saves time, which is of the most essence. It saves, and most importantly, it saves the company from the damage of reputation. In the AI platform that I'm talking about, it tracks, if you understand, RBI and SEBI and the other regulators, left, right, and center, they penalizes the BFSI players. Of course, for different reasons. The reasons might be various layers of non-compliance. And the actions, it can start from a penalty of maybe from few lakhs to few crores of rupees to stringent action like cancellation of license. So the trouble these lenders like the banks and NBFCs have taken to get the license, those being cancelled due to negligence. This platform never allows that. It helps you to not only intact your reputation, also to, the reputational risk is also being managed perfectly by, they actually give you what penalties have been, the monetary, non-monetary penalties imposed by the regulator due to what reason. The AI engine actually helps you to figure out not only the reasons, the cause and the effect due to which of the non-compliance, due to which the penalties have been imposed, but it gives you predictive actions and actual actions the organization, the lender, the BFSI player has to undertake so that the penalties are not being imposed. The mitigation strategies. After that, we have to be like, and not only, I would say, it's not only the imperative of the BFSI domain. Each and every, the sector and the industry should be future ready. When I'm saying the AI wave, you see the AI wave, it's a lot is being developed in US. The Western countries are catching. In China, you see, every day they are coming up with a new LLM, with a new SLM. What can India do? Can India develop its own LLM? There are huge costs, So practically, I think a development of an LLM, or for that matter, SLM, might be practically possible or impossible or not possible, again depend upon the cost and the time imperative. But developing vertical solutions, developing use cases is the must, is the time of the day, and we are doing the same. We want to collaborate with each and every one of you who has the vision to use this AI to figure out solutions, practical solutions for the BFSI domain. We have to be future ready. We are becoming future ready. We need your collaboration. We need your domain expertise. We'll have solutions for you, each and every solutions. There are, I would say the guidelines like the FIU guidelines, which are actually, and the international guidelines like ISO 37401, which is for the different compliances thing. ISO 42000 for the different like AI itself. ISO 27001, which is for the digital, the digital security and everything. We are compliant with everything. We also want these, the rules and the guidelines to help to build up more robust framework. And we want your support, your domain expertise, your, collaboration, so that the thing that we are coming in, it becomes world class in time. My friend Krishna Minda will take you through the nuances of the entire platform, post which I would urge each and every member to ask questions, to have queries, to show interest, because here where we want to make our nation great by being the global leader in AI, in use cases. And that's what we actually promise of. Thank you.
So, hi, good morning everyone. And as the problem statement is rightly addressed by my senior Abhinava sir, that currently we are facing the huge problem that compliances are not managed and it is not automated. What our system does here is, the first thing that you would see, we have integrated with all the regulators, and on the real-time basis, anything that is published on any of the regulators' website, be it RBI, SEBI, MCA, and for the matter of fact, the system is capable of integrating with all other regulators. So you would get information that is published on the regulator's website on real time, so that compliance officers do not waste their times going to the websites and finding out what's new for us, what's applicable for us. Not only that, you would see that the system would give you a right to identify that whether a particular regulation is applicable to you or not. So you are not finding that, okay, this is applicable to my business, but it is also applicable to all other NBFCs. Now the next thing a compliance officer does is, once the regulation is here, they try to find out that what does it mean and disseminate it. So the system does that for you on real time. It will give you an AI powered summary, and also it will give you an executive summary which is contextual to your organization. If it's an NBFC, if it is a mutual fund organization, if it's a AMC, any other institution, we contextualize the summary basis your context and your business domain and give you this executive summary, so that you are not spending time reading a 200-pager circular on a daily basis. So the time used to, and we actually map this time. Earlier it used to take a compliance officer at least 3 to 4 days. Now the same thing can be done within 3 to 4 hours. And you can send the summary and the actionables to all of your team members through the platform. So you don't have to separately draft an email and send it to relevant team members. Everything is managed through this one single platform. Along with that, we provide you suggestive actions. Now, there are two different types of actions that can be taken from a circular. The first one would be suggestive actions. These might be suggestive in nature, that you can implement this, and these are good to have actions, but generic for a circular applicable to NBFCs. But now if you see that you want to know that, okay, I just don't want a generic action which is applicable to everybody, but I want something that is, what should I do from this circular? What should my people from compliance teams, operations teams and finance teams should do? So the circular maps each and every actionable from a master circular of filing supervisory returns. It will map basis your organization context that what are the supervisory returns you need to file, who would be the responsible departments who would be filing these returns. Not only that, it will give you the frequency, it will give you the timelines, when to file, who to file, and where to submit this return. Not only that, it will give you the format of what these returns should look like. Assign these returns filings to respective team members and the respective departments. And once these returns are prepared and filed by the different teams, we also get here an option that, okay, if something is generated by AI and we don't want people to rely completely on AI, because we still know that in the banking space, we can't rely 100% on a machine and letting them decide what should our teams do. So we give an option to modify and edit any of the actionable that is generated by AI so that there is always a human in the loop. The expert here is the human in the loop, which is the compliance domain experts and the different experts from other departments. Now, once you have uploaded a report, so it will tell you that whether you have done it right or wrong. So there is a LLM model which is checking that whether you have uploaded something, whether it's correct and accurate as per the RBI or the regulator's expectations. The next thing that we do here is impact analysis. So anything that comes new, it will identify that what is your policy gap basis the new regulations, basis the new implications. Also, to keep track of what are the regulators doing in terms of the penalties and how are they penalizing different institutions basis the non-compliances, we help you identify and stay updated with the monetary and non-monetary penalties so that you can take an action and you can implement that before the penalty comes to your organization. And finally, there is an AI news section which keeps you updated whatever the regulators are publishing on the real-time basis across different news platforms and gives you a sentiment and an AI-powered summary that, okay, whether this is a negatively impacted news, whether this is a positively impacted news, and also how can you implement this. There are some more new features that we have built on the platform and we would be happy to take you through a detailed demo. You can connect with us after this presentation. Thank you.
Now actually I would, if there are any queries, please we'll be happy to answer.
मेरे नहीं है anybody हाँ please student they are there please up लेके जाओ
Hello, I'm here. Yes,
So we just request you only 2 questions, starting with you. You keep the question concise, of course, with your name first.
Okay, myself Pon Vishwesh, I'm from ITM Institute, from the MBA college. So my question is that we talked about how the model summarizes the government circulars and that was one of the functions. And they say the devil is in the details. So if there is a very a vast circular, how the model actually reduces the redundancies, on what basis it determines which is the important detail and which is the thing that is not much important and it takes out of the summary.
So just to answer your query, the model has been extensively trained. Now whenever we talk about AI, the magic happens due to the extensivity of the data. The higher the magnitude of the data, the better it gets trained. And when you say the crux lies in the detail, the model has been trained to parse each and every line, each and every para, each and every clause. So the first level, when the model starts, it reads each and every, para, context and, regulations, sub-regulation wise. And the first level of summary happens with the clause level. We call it the clause level summary. The clause level summary gets integrated into, what we call that the verse or a chapter level summary. The chapter level summary gets integrated into what we call the section level summary, which then gets integrated into what we call the entire document level summary. Now, if you understand that each and every level itself captures the detail, and when it gets highlighted into the next level, the importance means it actually gets concise. So if you want to have the most detailed thing, you get into the clause level or the para level, or even I would say the, minutest, it is the line level summary basically. So we have the provisions for each and everything. The model has been trained on, varsities, on millions of sets of data, and it can actually take care of, and it understands basically. And if you are, let's say, and when my dear friend Krishna said, there is a maker-checker thing, that is the imperative of the regulator. RBI mandates we cannot depend 100% on the machine, and we believe in the philosophy of RBI, and we respect that. So what we have, even after the most accurate summary which the AI model provides, it's being on with the scrutiny of a maker and checker. Maker is the compliance guy, checker is the compliance head or compliance admin. So after having gone through so many levels of human expert or the human domain expert, I don't think there is any chance of error which remains.
Sure. Thank you. One final question. We just have under 2 minutes left.
We need
Yes.
more time for some questions like this maybe, because these are interesting topics. Anyway, one quick point, 2 things I want to ask you. Interesting presentation, thanks. What is the backend? Have you used ChatGPT or any of these platforms for this? If you can answer that.
And what's your
all
second
that.
one?
Second one is that you've explained how the whole thing works. It talks to your LOS and LMS system. It generates reports. Is there a way that you can actually create a report which is ready for submission, like a DNBS return, for example? मतलब report किसी को तो बनाना पड़ेगा, right?
Understood. Both are question understood. Any other thing?
So these 2 things, if you can.
Sure. So the first part, when you are saying, so I'll just explain to you. When you talk about ChatGPT, those are foundation models. Now the first level, when we actually started long back, I think years ago, the first thing that we did was, we have an output in mind. Those are the compliance circulars when we are talking about here. The input is the different regulatory circulars from the different regulators. Now, the first thing what we did is compared the different foundation models. When I'm saying foundation models, those are like ChatGPT, those are like Gemini, those are like the other things which are present in the market, and we actually started to figure out what are the efficiencies and what are the different parameters that they are giving out as output. The first level. Second level, we choose one of the foundation models as our input, and then we start training it in-house basically. Means we are training it on the different weights, on the different, the changes in the different, at the, the input level, at the prompt level and all. So definitely the first stage is the foundation model or the LLM model. Again, we are not only a single foundation model, there are multiple foundation models. If you collaborate with us, we can actually share the details. Multiple foundation models on which multiple inputs, or we say though feedbacks or trainings have been put on for the different outputs. So for example, if you see a summary and if you see an actionable, both may not be from the same foundation model. Because the outputs from the different foundation models were different, we chose different foundation model for different output purposes. We trained them, actually trained them on basis the prompts, basis the weightage, and then we figured out which output suits us the best. And the training process is continuous, because it's definitely, we want the system to improve one on one. So I think the first question, I have been able to satisfactorily answer you. The second point that you actually said was actually what exactly, sorry, if you can just pardon me.
I'm saying that is there a way to actually create the entire returns?
Yeah, got it. Sorry, I'll just say. So again, it all depends upon, the machine itself is just like a, black box. So you have to train that. So for that example, let's say if RBI requires some ABC report in a specific format, we just need to present that report to the machine, says it's these are the formats, these are the input parameters and the source from which it will get the respective inputs. Let's say source 1, it gets from department 1, source 2, it gets from department 2, etc. We have to map it, all the different sources, wired API or wired through any other source from which it would get the input. If the format is ready, if the different sources are available, the data is available, the entire the report is ready even, without even checking, it can be submitted to the regulator. We have actually done this, but definitely it's advisable that when we say whatever report is being generated, there is a maker-checker thing, and it's definitely advisable before you send to the regulator where there is a reputation risk, the regulatory risk, so that a mechanism of maker-checker remains, so that the report gets perfected, and if any at all, let's say the change is there, it's being sent as feedback, and the rectification is being done on a real-time basis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. For further questions, of course, our speakers are available in the course of today. Please feel free to connect with them. Thank you so much. May I also request Mr. R. Kannan, absolutely needs no introduction. He's a legend in this industry. Let's give Mr. Kannan a warm round of applause as we welcome him to the platform. We'd also like to request Anushka and Priyanka to join us from N-Cube Collaborations as well if they're around. If they're not, we'll of course continue with, the team must be of course very busy with the coordination. Thank you so much to our speakers. Let's give them a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We'd also like to acknowledge that Mr. Sanjay Hinduja, CEO, MD, Shapoorji Pallonji Finance, who couldn't join us here today, but he's a chief mentor at N-Cube Collaborations. So thank you, Mr. Hinduja, for your key guidance at N-Cube as well. Of course, a big thank you to Abhinava and Krishna for joining us, and to the entire team of Shapoorji Pallonji Finance Private Limited. Thank you once again, Mr. Kannan as well, for gracing us on this occasion.